Okay, so now hopefully this will work. We're going to wait for people to come in. As always, we've got technical difficulties. We have to love technical difficulties. People to come in. As always, we've got technical difficulties. We have to love. Let's see here. Okay. So let me know if you can hear me. Sorry, I've got to move this camera just a little bit. And if I'm going through, oh, thank God, Biddy. Yeah, of course, everything went smooth the first time I did this. Nope, not this time. Hi, Kelly. Let me know if you can hear me and all of that fun stuff again. Okay, great. Awesome. We'll just give it for a few minutes here. So, yeah. You gotta love technical difficulties. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. So, how is everyone doing? I hope better than me with this. Oh, there's Gwen. Yes, I saw you in the previous one. Now, I know Sue was in the previous one as well, so hopefully she'll click over as well. Great, no stress salad. We should never have stress. Never, never. It comes in though. It's a fun thing. So I'm gonna apologize for the background noise. Husband felt the need to cut the lawn now. But okay. Hello, Jen. And of course, Max is snoring on the floor. So, we're gonna have all kinds of wonderful sounds. Wonderful, wonderful sounds. Oh, good. Thank you, Gwen. I'm so glad you reached Sue. I know you guys were chatting, but yeah, for some reason I could not unlock it. It went live, but I couldn't do anything with it. So it was very strange. But I know what I did wrong. So knowing me, this will probably, be long. Hopefully not too long. But you all are part of my journey, whether it's creative, paper, tangling, crumpling, inking, any of that. Oh, there's Sue. Hello, Sue. So what I have done, so you all have been seeing all of the sneak peeks, which I know just drive people crazy, but they're fun. So I created another stamp collection, and we are launching that today, along with a couple other things that I will show you towards the end. So let's get started. Let's not wait anymore when it comes to that. If you have any questions, I have my iPad set up here so I can see your questions. Just put like some capital letters in it, and then that will clue me in to what we're seeing here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone to say hello. Nope, not missing anyone. For those of you that are not commenting, that's fine. You don't have to. Hello to you too as well. Okay, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you there's four stamps again, and then I've got lots of samples that we will go through, and I'll describe how I did them, and I'm also going to let you know what ones have a video attached to it. So I did create videos that'll come out after this, not tonight, but throughout the next couple of weeks. And if there's one that I say that is a video, please let me know if you'd like to see a video on one that I didn't do. I can surely create that. I also want to say real quick, Happy Mother's Day to everyone. everyone. If it's your mom, if it's a fur baby, or like me, my mom has passed, but I still do celebrate Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day for those of you that do celebrate. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Enjoy your day and make it peaceful and restful and creative, always. But I wanted to real quick say that. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first up is a tangled star. Now, Biddy's hysterical because the moment she said this, I could never get this out of my head. So Biddy thinks that this looks like a starfish. It is, it's a large size stamp. All of my stamps are set on a 6x6 base, and this measures 5.5 from end to end. It's not a perfect circle, but that's pretty much your size that you'll get. Of course, I've added sentiments, happy thoughts, make a wish, time to celebrate, congratulations, it's your day. I like to have the different sentiments in there so that you can create this card to be anything that you want this to be. All right, so that's our first one. And yeah, the moment she said starfish, we kind of went with that. The next one in the release is called a Tangled Flourish. Now, this is 2 pieces. It's not just one image. We have this image here where it looks like it's sitting on part of a frame. And then we have an individual flourish. So there's lots that you can do. You can just stamp this down into the corner, or you could stamp this one multiple times. You could also stamp this one individually and set it on top of this, or create a cluster. So lots of different ways that you can work with this stamp. For the sentiments, I chose thinking of you, just because, and dream. I think I like the calming sentiments as well. Kelly, so your question is, where do we purchase? So Biddy is going to be putting the link in the chat that you will be able to click on. Of course, the first one that I had set up had all the links down below. Of course, that didn't work. I will add them also after this as well. You can also go to www.includeathankyou.com, all one word, and hit on shop and then stamp sets. Okay? So that's our second one. I'm so sorry for all this confusion. Our next up is called a Tangled Heart. So very different form, not your traditional looking heart, because I am just not traditional with most things. But we've got lots of tangles here. We've got an area opened up here that you can even add more tangles if you are a tangler. Our sentiments are XOXO, 2 tangled hearts, and love. So we have lots of different forms here. Now, this is a big tangle or a big stamped image as well, but I'm going to show you that it will work onto a standard A2 size card as well. And then finally, this one's called a Tangled Moment. Our sentiments here are 1 moment in time, be kind, hi, and hello. And we have 6 different triangles, each with a different fragment that's inside, except the center point or one of the points is the same. And there is a reason for that. This stamp set is very universal, just like all of them. This can create a background, it can create a row, and it can also be interactive, which I will be showing you what I mean by that. So these are the 4 stamp sets in the collection. They are available, of course, individually, and there is a bundle that's available as well, where that will give you a savings if you purchase all 4 at once. These are available United States and international, And I'm going to apologize for international. The shipping is just horrific. Just horrific. So I try to minimize on that cost, but just know, again, I'm not a huge store, so I don't get all of those savings that we can when we're a bigger store. So, but I am shipping internationally when it comes to these sets. So you have the two choices. All right. And I also have the first set that's available as well. There are some stamp sets available from our first collection. Let's see if there's any questions real quick. Let's see. Now let's see. No questions. I think that looks like a fancy Christmas ornament. Are you talking about the heart, Sala? Hello, Jane. Oh yes, me and Betty, we are yes. Mhm. We're stuck at the hip. It'd be amazing if we lived closer to together. Let's see. I'm going to real quick, let me go on my website real quick because the stamp sets are not shown. Give me 1 second. Of course, why not? Okay, note to self, scheduling products does not work on a website. We should be good now. They should be there. Refresh the page. I just did mine and they are there. So it won't do that ever again. All right, let's get into the samples and be happy and not stress that nothing's working correctly today. Okay, let's see. Making sure we have no questions. Okay, so let's start with the star. So here is the Tangled star on a standard A2 size card base. And again, I just took half of the image or a part of it, and then I just added a rainbow in the center perfs and a little bit of color here. This is done with watercolors. So I'll always tell you, or when I'm showing these, exactly what I used as well. When it comes to the coloring. And you can use any medium with these, which I think is great. Alcohol markers, colored pencils, watercolors, pastel chalks, pencil, whatever it is you want to use. So you can see it does work well on a standard A2 size card. Here is a 6x6. And this one was using a stamp positioner, just adding some water reactive dye inks. I use my Simon Says Positively inks, using 3 different colors, stamping it down, and then just coming in this with a water brush to just give it a softer look or a watercolor look. This is one that is filmed, so you will be able to see exactly how I made this card and put that together. I also did this one. It's on a 6x6 as well. Stamped it onto the card base and then cut it right down the center to add a strip of the sentiment that says happy thoughts. And for this, I just add the graphite. And again, when I say graphite, it's a pencil. Number 2 pencil you can use and just blend it out. And this is all being done on Bristol vellum cardstock. So you can take these images and split them. Here's a 5x7. Same thing, just added some graphite. You can also use charcoal to add your shading. Added a pearl gem into the center and have it offset onto the image. This one is also, you could also fussy cut this image out as well. Here we did a slimline. So I stamped part of it up in the corner, this down here. This is a 4x9. And then I continued and added more tangles coming off of this in the background in a brown marker. So I just added a few more tangles to the back, and then I also added the graphite to the images and put the sentiment in the center. Let's make sure there's no questions. No questions yet. And then because I couldn't get the beach out of my head, thank you, Betty, here is our starfish sitting on a sandy beach. So I love working with chalk pastel pencils. So I just used a couple different shades of blue when it comes to the star itself. And then I came in with a brown pastel chalk with just a border around it and then smoothed that out to give it the look of sand. So that is our start. Dawn, do not be sorry that you're late. You trust me, you're really not. We had all kinds of technical issues. Oh my goodness. And that is the star. So those are the samples. So again, the video that we'll see is this one here. And again, if there's another one that you want to see, just let me know. Hopefully I'll see it in the comments. Just saying. Okay. Next up is the Flourish and the samples. So here we have a two-tone effect. And what I mean by a two-tone effect is we've got our craft cardstock. We've stamped it with our white pigment ink, added white embossing powder, and we also stamped it on the Bristol vellum with black, put clear embossing powder on it. So we're getting these two different images. This here is a card that will be filmed and you will be seeing it within the next couple of weeks. So this is the one that I filmed for that. Prop this up on a little bit of double-sided foam. It gave it the black border, but you can see that these are all matching into the corner. And I love that look. I like it when it shifts off, or when somebody colors this section in and keeps all of this black and white. I just love that look. I think it's really cool. Here's another slim line. And again, I'm using chalks when it comes to these. I took the frame, stamped it down in the corner here, stamped it up in the corner here, and then I added the extra flourish here and here. So it kind of gave this different type of background look. And again, this is a 4x9 slimline. I'm all about real estate when it comes to cards. I love 5x7s, 6x6, 7x7s. Don't get me wrong, I love a standard A2 size as well. It's the original, but to me, there's just not enough space to it. I need more space. So whenever I do a card, it's a little bit larger. Even my slim lines, I go for the full size slim line. And again, just added the band going across with Thinking of You, and you can just see how the chalks just blend right out to them. The next one, we pulled in some ink smushing. We've got an ink smushed background on this. Most of you know that have been here. I love ink smushing. Could do it all day. To me, that is like the perfect therapy, to just keep creating panels with ink smushing. And then I came in and stamped over it, and then I added colored pencils to the images. So this is not chalk. You could certainly use your chalks, your graphite, but I actually came in with colored pencils to just add a little bit more depth to the image. Left the center open. As you can see, this is a 5x7, and then added the sentiment in there and connected the two frame pieces with the extra flourish and added pearls, large pearls for the center. Here is a 6x6 that we did. Very plain, very simple. Just took the frame down in the corner, added the pencil, the graphite, or your charcoal, and just simply added Dream for a very monochromatic card look. Sometimes that's just what we need. Went into a 7x7 card, and of course, we've got to tear some paper. Love tearing paper. It is absolutely my next therapy. Just love it, curling it and tearing it. And again, just taking some of those scraps, creating the levels. And again, this is done on vellum, just stamping that down. And the ink that I use to stamp my images is either VersaFine Black or the Altenew Obsidian. They're black, they're crisp. I've also tried I think it's Claire. Correct me if I'm wrong. The new VersaFine Black Nocturne, that works perfectly as well also. So again, keeping it plain, but just adding the textures with the paper. Now, one of the things that I love about Flourish kind of can get out of its zone, and this is for my journalers, my journal makers. This is a perfect stamp to add to your journal pages, to add that embellishment down in the corner. So here I have some coffee dyed papers, and I'm just using the corner frame piece. You can shift this over, let this image run off the side. Here I just used the two separate or individual flourishes. Again, there's the frame as well. So this is perfect to stamp onto your journaling pages just to add some texture to them, some image. You could add even more colors to these as you add them into your journal. And for this idea, stay tuned for more. And that is Flourish. Robin, hey, how are you doing? I hope everything's going okay. Everything's all good. All right, next up is the Tangled Heart. So remember, I said that's kind of a large, it's a large image. I do like the larger stamps. I think when we stamp them on different size card bases or place them in different areas of the card base, we get so many different looks from one stamp. So here is the Tangled Heart on a standard A2 size card base, ink smushed with lumberjack plaid. It is my favorite red when it comes to reds. And then just stamped the image on top of that. Now you could certainly add more depth with more chalk color, with more graphite if you wanted to. But again, this is just that grungy edge that I do like. Now, we don't have to go this grungy. Not everybody is grungy, especially, for a heart, Valentine's Day. But, why not? It all depends on how long you've been with your someone special, where it starts looking like this, right? Right. Okay. I'm going on 18 years. Yep. It's looking like this. Just saying. So it will fit. We can put those large images onto a standard A2 size. Keeping it plain, again, this is matter of fact, this is a 5.5 by 5.5. So I'm sorry if I said 6x6 before. This is actually a 5.5 by 5.5. Used my white pigment ink, added white embossing powder, embossed the image, and then I just created an explosion of white gesso coming from the bottom, very much watered down. But who doesn't love a good splatter? I'm just saying, we got to have a splatter. Yes, must have a splatter. I'm checking for. No, Sue. Max did not help me tear the paper. He's too busy snoring in his bed. Yes, I'm just saying. Yes, that's what he's doing right now. So it's a different look. Again, Loving the monochromatic look. I think these stamps can give a lot to that when you're looking for that quick card. Again, coming in with another 4x9 slimline. Again, that real estate. This here, we've got it on a piece of watercolor paper. I did some, I'm going to turn it this way so we can see it. So I did a lot of watercolor, just dropped those colors into a wet on wet. Tried, had tape going around the border, which it somewhat held on to. And then I stamped the two images in different ways, reversed it, because here's the top of the heart here, here's the top of the heart here, in platinum embossing powder, and then just kept on adding layers after layers after layers to that, and then the two tangled hearts off to the side. So again, they can, and we've got a lot of this image sitting here when it comes to that stamped image. Looking at the full stamp itself now, here's a 7x7 card. Again, just simply adding the graphite, stamping the image, and highlighting and giving it its depth and its shadows, and not caring about the light source. That is the beauty when it comes to the Tangled world. We do not care about the light source, which is awesome. So here you can see how much room and how much real estate this will take up on a 7x7 base. So this will fit also in a 6x6 card base as well. On a 5x7, we added some colors using chalk pastels, sticking with some greens, some browns, and even some reds, and made all of the different elements have their own color choice. You could do the same thing with watercolors. You can do the same thing with your alcohol markers and or colored pencils. I do just gravitate towards chalk pastels when it comes to this. I find it's a beautiful way to color any type of image, not just these. And then finally, this is the one that'll be videoed. There will be no sound in this video, but this is the one that we're going to video for the heart. And you will actually watch how I add all of these tangles coming off of the heart. So it's just like my Sunday tangles that used to come out at 6 a.m., which they will be coming back very soon. Tangle Sunday will be back. So I'm glad all of the things that I am truly enjoying are coming back and becoming that standard. But this is the one that you'll see just to music so that you'll be able to just sit back and relax. When I stamped this, I did add clear embossing powder to this also. So that's why we have that little bit of shine to it. And then again, I used the graphite into the center of the image. Let's see. Dawn, I did too. I miss my Sunday tangles. That's coming back. And for those of you that don't know, those of you that are in there for the Facebook group, the Tangle group, Sunday you will see another tangle being added to the library. I've got all kinds of tangles already set up. And very soon, in the beginning of June, we will be talking about our annual project in the Facebook group. And it's called Ribbons. So we will be tangling ribbons. So stay tuned for that as well. Oh, 2024 is really taking a turn, guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned when it comes to all of this fun here. All right, so the last one we have is a tangled moment. And you're going to see why I'm calling it a tangled moment. The other ones, you had the Tangle Star, you had the Heart, you had the Flourish. Well, triangles is called a Tangle moment, and you will see. So for this one here, I just added purple to the background. This is on watercolor, and I stamped a row. I added white chalk pastel to these tangles. To help them pop up off the page. I just stamped it, and then I added the Be Kind sentiment along the top. This is one that will be filmed. So you'll see this video on how I did this. Again, creating a background. The background is Distress Inks. So we're going to do some ink blending, not perfect ink blending because I don't do perfect ink blending. I add water. We stamped our images and we also embossed them with clear embossing powder over the black. And then we added more ink inside of those tangles to make them just a little bit darker. So I will be showing this in a video. And then again, added Be Kind. And this is a 5x7 card. Here is a 6x6 card. And yes, it's a 6x6. Again, created a row of the triangles. And I used a gray pen and added a tangle in the back to these and just continued that tangle up. That is called print tomps, and just added just a little bit of a hint of something towards that background. And I used graphite to color these tangles in. You can see that, yes, there are 6 tangles when it comes to, or 6 triangles when it comes to this set, but they will fit onto a standard A2 size card. So you can stamp them, line them up, and look at how you would want them to fit. But they will fit on a standard A2 size card. Now I'm going to take this one, I stamped them and I used the graphite, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to set this here. The next one I'm going to show, we're going to come back to that one. This one here is a 7x7. So you can take them, actually looks like Trivial Pursuit, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah, it's all Trivial Pursuit. I'm just saying. Let's see here. I'm just making sure there's no questions here. Oh, good. All the fur babies are snoring. Gotta love it. All right. So these, I did use chalk pastels again, but again, watercolors can be used. I mean, whatever you have, you can use it to color these images in. These are just stamped, and I have the sentiment high in the center. And again, I'm going to set this one here too, because we're going to come back to that one as well. And then the last one, my last sample out of all of them, we have the same thing. With this one as well. Again, just used a craft background. I chose a brown and a light blue to color in my images, and I have the sentiment in the center as well. And you can see I have the triangle sitting differently. Now, what makes this stamp set so different and so unique? This one will be filmed as well. So you will see this one constructed as well. It's kind of hysterical too, because all of the videos that I did for each of the stamp sets, so there's 5, a total of 5, except the heart one, because there's no voice on that one. I turned my camera on and I'm talking you through it step by step. So they're long, they're lengthy. That's what I like. Like to give details and make sure everyone knows. This one's just funny because, I made a boo-boo and just said, whoops, got to do it this way. What makes this stamp set interesting is that you can take your triangles and you can turn them. And you can change the design for each of your triangles and for each of your cards. I'm doing this using brads in the center of the triangle. This video here will show you how you get the center of the triangle. It's very easy and it's very simple. And now I've just changed the look of that card simply by turning the triangles. So a moment in time. These can change in a moment in time. And that's how the name came about. I can take them and I can turn them again. all through the use of brads. This one also turns. You can see that you get a different look every time you turn your triangles. And then we'll just turn the last one. And there's a different look. And this one too changes and turns. I keep this one apart or away when you have a sentiment. The sentiment is adhered down. So that's why these are just set a little further apart. Now, again, you can see that that one can come up to the top. So you can let your tiles do whatever it is you want them to do. That's what makes that stamp set just a little different than any of the ones that I have created. And all it takes is a little tiny brad. Right there. It can be a big brad too. Whatever brads you have when it comes to that. Let's see. Making sure there's no questions. Gwen Zentangle. You're so sweet. Let's see here. So exactly, it's a kaleidoscope. You're creating your own kaleidoscope. And also know this, that with this one, for each of these cards, I used every single triangle. You don't have to. You could create a note card set using just one of the triangles and stamping it 6 times so that each note card will be different and still interactive if you want that to be interactive. So you don't have to use all of them. You can use just 2 of them or 3 of them or 1 of them and just have fun with creating what you're looking to create. You could just create the row. So if we look at this and these were connected, these 3 here, you could even make these turn as well if you wanted to. And again, all it is a brad. It doesn't have to be layered. There's no foam tape. The only thing that has foam tape are your sentiments so that they don't get caught, you know, up underneath. And I have 1 foam square directly in the center of each of these sentiments so that they can spin underneath of it. So any shape that you would want to create with these, you can, and then just simply add that brad so that it can spin and do whatever you would want to make that look come about, if that makes sense. Oh, yes, because now everyone needs to make sure to tomorrow for Mother's Day, Biddy's going to have a video on her channel. And you need to see it because wait till you see what she did with these. Yeah, she showed me a picture. Oh, wow. They are absolutely gorgeous. So, of course, in the first thing that I had scheduled for the live before it failed, you know, I had the link to her YouTube channel. So, Biddy, please put your YouTube channel up in the comments over there, please. So everyone, please make sure you check out her YouTube tomorrow. And I believe and I know she's going to have more videos coming out as well when it comes to this collection. So make sure you check those out as well. So yes, it's very Zentangle inspired. It is Zen inspired art, ZIAs. And I am a certified Zentangle teacher. So I know most of you already know that. So what I've also created as well, and that have launched, and I'm sure they're going to launch a little bit later today because those I did not hit the button, but these will be available extremely shortly after the live is done, is I have also created Zentangle kits. So there's two different versions of the kits. So if you're interested, you can get your own supplies here. So in this kit, you get 10 original Zentangle squares. These are 3.5 by 3.5. And you also get these little bijous. They're 2 inches by 2 inches, also by Zentangle. You get 10 of these. You'll get a black Micron 01, a blending stump or a tortillon, which I can't pronounce, and a Zentangle pencil. You're going to get a sheet of photo corners, a pamphlet on Zentangle, and I created a little Tangle journal for you so that you can track your tangles, create your journey, and then we have that on the back. And in here, it has some great, this is a vellum paper, and I added some digitals that I had left over, just sitting in here. Something real quick, something real simple, that you can track your journey, and it is hand sewn. All right, so that kit will be available if you're interested. And then I also have a larger kit available. So this one, you'll get a black Micron, a graphite pencil, a white Zentangle chalk, 2 blending stumps, 2 photo corner sheets, the Zentangle pamphlet. Now, if you want even more detail, I also have an Introduction to Zentangle course available up on my online class. And again, I'll put all these links down in this video once we're done here. You're going to get a larger journal. The first journal measured 4.25 by 5.5. This one is 5.5 by 8.5. So it's larger, but it looks the same. Same type of pages. Again, also some digitals in there. And we can tangle on anything. Absolutely. It doesn't matter what it is. But then you get all of these tiles. So these are all the different tiles, and these are just some of them. So you get your 10 bijous. You're going to get 6 white 3Z tiles, 6 tan tiles. These are the triangles. There's the inspiration for the tangle or for the moment in time. You'll get 10 white square, 2 black, 2 tan, and 2 gray. They have a beautiful Zendala, which is a 4.5-inch diameter, 5 white, 3 gray, and then they have their phi tiles, which are, you'll get 3 white, 1 gray, 1 tan, and again, these are all Zentangle tiles. So that's what the second kit will have. And you'll get all of these awesome goodies to keep you tangling. And again, the journals, you can also tangle through the journals as well. There will be more kits coming using alternative supplies because we can always use alternative supplies. Use what you have. Copy paper, pen, Q-tip, and pencil. There you go. You can tangle with that as well. So, any questions that anybody has? Let's see. No, they're loving the kits. Gwen, you should be getting your package soon. Let's see. Okay. All right, no questions. At least I don't see any. Because I know I lose all of the comments once the lives are done. And I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So I hope you guys, if nothing else, I hope I inspired you when it comes to what you already have in your stash, what you can do with it, how it can be colored, how it can be looked at. Paper. It is the best medium with what we can do. And I love trying out new mediums when it comes to paper, what you can do with it, how you can work with it, how it can all be pulled together, and how it can change. That's just something that I absolutely love with it. I hope you liked the new collection that I came out with. And again, these here are the 5 videos that will be coming out over the next 2 weeks. Now, this one won't have any voice. I just believe when it comes to Zentangle, as we're doing that, it should be peaceful. Even when I do the library tangles, it's really tough for me to talk through it, but I pretend it's like a class. So I'm looking good at a question here. Okay. So these are the videos that you will see. Again, the changes that are coming, there is going to be more Zentangle. I am still going to do cards. I don't want anyone to think that I'm going to stop doing cards. But we're going to kind of take them to the next level with more layers, more movement, more 3D, and not staying with the traditional because we can push the envelope with what we have. And that's how I look at these stamps. We can push the envelope with how we create. And I really do believe that these sets allow for somebody to get themselves out of the box, to think differently. You know, Biddy said with the triangles we could create kites. There you go. We can take an image and turn it into something else. We can take an image and make it interactive when it wasn't built to be that. Even the Tangled Star, if you fussy cut this out, put a brad in between it, you can spin the star and make that go when it comes to an interaction. I am not saying that our craft is getting ridiculous. I'm just saying that we can take one image and use it in so many different ways when it comes to that. Okay, and that's what I look for my stamp sets to do, to inspire you to get out of that box, to try the different mediums, to try something that you didn't try. Maybe you're that person too that loves the look of Zentangle art, but you just don't want to do this, or you don't believe that you can. I will tell you first that yes, you can. Yes, you can absolutely do this. But some people may not be comfortable. This is a way that you can be comfortable and stamp your image and stamp what you're looking for. So that's what I look for my stamp sets to do, to be very versatile and give you endless possibilities. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I hope I've inspired you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you again, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay. Thank you. Thank you from the previous collection. Thank you for this collection. You guys are wonderful and are very kind, and I am very appreciative. Okay, but make sure you check out Biddy's channel tomorrow to see what she does. I cannot wait to see the video on how these all came about. I want to wish you all again a happy Mother's Day. Whether you celebrate or not, it's a day, so make it a happy one. This one just happens to celebrate mothers, whether you're a mom of fur babies, whether you're a mom of children, whether you have a mom. As I said, my mom passed away, but I still celebrate and honor that person, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. For some, that could be a bad thing, but for some, it could be a good thing. You never know. It all depends on how you view me. But guys, take care. Enjoy your day. Continue to inspire. You all inspire me. Enjoy and always remember, guys, be creative in everything you do every day. Talk to you soon. Take care.